Is worry, anxiety, stress destroying your life? I know it did for me for a long time. It caused a lot of pain and suffering in my life, and I thought I was doing the right thing by holding on to it. But I found in my own experience as I went through my spiritual journey that getting rid of anxiety, stress, and worry was one of the biggest moves to help me elevate my spiritual growth. And that's one of the things I'm going to help you with today. Let's dive in and get started. Welcome back to my channel. My name is James, and if you're new here, this is the Serenity Journey. I help people find the pathway to inner peace. One of the most disruptive things to your inner peace is worry, stress, and anxiety. These are kind of all interrelated. They're all internal structures that keep you from finding peace. So what is worry? Worry is just an emotional state in which you are creating in your mind a negative expectation of a future outcome. I found that worry comes from really being self-focused. When I'm focused on myself, on what I get, I worry more. On what results I'm going to get in my life, worry becomes a huge factor in my life. When I focus more on service to others and how to get out of that, worry and anxiety fade away. So that's one of the keys to making this shift, is understanding, are we focused on what we're getting or are we focused on what we're giving? And we're going to talk about some of the ways that we do that today in this. One of the things you have to understand is that worry comes from your imagination. Your imagination is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. If you're not taking control of your imagination, it's controlling you. If you think about it, if you are worried about something, it's because your imagination is creating a visualization of a negative outcome. Now, we're taught to suppress our imaginations as children, so a lot of people don't realize just how powerful of a tool your imagination really is as an adult. As we're working on the law of attraction, deliberate creation, creating the life that we want, our imagination is the most powerful tool in our arsenal, but only if we're in control of it instead of it controlling us. So one of the things that I've found in my own life is that whenever I'm worried, it's because I'm imagining a negative outcome in a future possibility. And we're not to say that that outcome is not a possibility, but what I'm saying is when you focus on the negative outcomes, you're going to attract the negative outcomes. The reason so many people struggle with manifestations and making things come to light is because they are using their imagination in this way. They're imagining the lack of it instead of the abundance. If you're imagining the lack of things instead of the abundance of things, then you're going to worry. You're going to be stressed out. You're going to have anxiety about it not showing up in your life. But if you focus on the abundance, and if you create visualizations and imaginations on the abundance of things, then we're going to spend more time focused on that. So I've got 3 techniques that I'm going to share with you today that I personally use in my life to eliminate worry and anxiety from my life. The first one is not necessarily eliminating worry, although it does over time help to do that. But it's more about reducing the amount of time throughout the day you spend in worry. See, we spend a lot of time throughout the day worrying because it's uncontrolled. It's just running rampant in our lives. And we're not telling it when to happen. We're just allowing it to happen whenever it happens. And because of this, we kind of worry all day, every day. Instead, what you want to do is you want to set a specific time to worry. And what I do for this is I do a journaling exercise. What I recommend is sometime in your evening time, maybe just a little bit, maybe an hour before you go to bed or something. I do this in conjunction with my meditations. Sit down and start a worry journal where you write down all of the things that you worried about throughout the day. And I want you to do that exercise for just a week. Just do that part. Just sit down at a specified time every day, and it doesn't have to be a specific time, but a generalized sense of time frame. So like I do mine in the evening. Maybe you do yours in the afternoon or whatever, but I think later in the day, the later in the day you can find time to do this, the better off it's going to work for you. So, but this starts training your mind to worry at that specific time of day. instead of worrying throughout the day, now less and less. Now the next step in that, I want you to do that for about a week. Get yourself into the habit of sitting down and writing in that worry journal every day. Once you do that and you get into the habit of doing that, now you want to start telling your mind when worries crop up throughout the day, we'll worry about that during journal time. What this is going to do is it's going to start, it takes a few weeks. It took me about 2 or 3 months of doing this consistently before it really started seeing a massive effect. What happens is it trains your mind to focus on your worry during that journal time only. So this kind of gives you a focused worry time instead of worrying throughout the day. Now all of a sudden you're worrying less and less. The other thing is then once you start worrying less and less throughout the day, now you go to sit down and do your journal time, and eventually you're going to get to a point where you just stop having things to worry about to write in your journal. I know that's such a horrible thought. Having nothing to write in your world. You got to feel bad about not feeling bad, don't you? That's one of the things. We got to feel bad about not feeling bad. That gives you something new to write into your worry journal. I'm worried because I don't have anything to worry about. There must be something wrong with me. I've got to worry about that. I've got to create anxiety in my life over that. Now, I'm being a bit sarcastic here, but the fact is, I actually went through that myself whenever I started doing this exercise. So when you start experiencing that and you start feeling bad because you don't have anything to worry about, it's okay. It's a normal reaction. This is something that we normally go through. So it's just a part of that process. Just kind of push through it. It's just a normal reaction. So just start putting that into your worry journal that you don't have anything to worry about. And that you're worried about not having anything to worry about. It's okay. So this worry journal exercise is something I learned from a program I went through several years ago, and it helps you to start training your mind to worry at a specific time of day. And this is going to help you to start reducing the amount of time you spend in worry, doubt, and shame. Are you liking this? Do you think this is helping you? Do you think it could help somebody else that you know? If so, please give us a thumbs up and share the video out on your favorite social media platform. And if you're new here, consider subscribing to our channel and click that little bell so you get all the notifications of all of our videos coming up. Now, I talked just a few minutes ago about how worry comes from the imagination. And worry and nervousness are interlinked. So if you're nervous about things that are going on in your life, nervousness comes from worry. You wouldn't be nervous if you didn't have something to worry about. If you're going to do something, say you're getting on a stage and talking to people, creating a video for YouTube, or just interacting with people in your normal everyday to-day life. If you're focused on yourself and you're focused on a negative outcome for yourself, you're going to worry, which is going to make you nervous. It's going to make you tense and tight in your body. If instead you focus on who you're serving, who you're dealing with, focusing on what can I do to give to you, how can I serve you, and you're focused on a positive expectation, create a segment intention for a positive expectation of that moment, now we get excited. See, the difference between worry and excitement is not in your physiology. The physiology between excitement and nervousness is the same. And that nervousness comes from worry and a negative expectation in your imagination. So if you create a positive expectation of serving somebody else in a better way or in a positive way, and you're focused on them instead of you, and you're focused on serving instead of receiving, this is going to eliminate worry because you have nothing to worry about. This is also going to help with the law of attraction. So just in your mind, create a positive expectation. If you start thinking, you can just stop yourself in your thoughts and start rewriting that worry to be a positive expectation. Okay, this is something I'm worried about. This is making me nervous. I'm going to rewrite this into a positive expectation to be something positive, and visualize that, intentionally visualize that in your mind. And when you do this, it's going to start training your mind to switch those worries into positive expectations, those negative expectations into positive expectations. And this will make you excited instead of worried. And that's going to help you bring you into a positive energy and into abundance and flow. Now, the third one is going to be actually how I start my day. And this sets us off outside of worry. One of the biggest things to realize is that worry comes from fear. And appreciation comes from love. If you're fully in appreciation and gratitude for what you're experiencing, I talk about gratitude every year at Thanksgiving, but it's really not just a Thanksgiving thing. It's something we need to do all day, every day, year round. When we start expressing gratitude for the life that we have, for the experiences that we have, even the negative experiences that we have, we start living in a better alignment with source energy, with spirit, with our own inner spirit. And this creates more excitement and less worry. It creates appreciation instead of worry. And that leads us into inner peace. When you're finally at peace, when you're at calm with yourself, you get excited about things coming up instead of being nervous and worried and anxious about them. So what I do to do this is I start my day. Now, I can't always do it first thing in the morning because I got a disabled daughter and I got a toddler that's got to get to daycare and we got all this other stuff. So sometimes it's an hour or two into my day. But what I do is I do my morning meditation as soon as I can in the day. Preferably, if I can get up before everybody else, I can do this before everybody else gets up. But usually I'm a bit lazy and I don't get up until, it's the last minute. And then I'm in a rush to get everybody else taken care of. But as soon as I can, I take some time and I do my morning meditation, and then I sit down and I write for 5 to 10 minutes in my gratitude journal. Everything I'm thankful for in the day. Now, when I do my gratitude journal too, one of the things that I've learned about my gratitude journal is I try not to repeat myself for at least a month at a time. So I try to find new things every day that I haven't already put in my gratitude journal for this month. And I start eventually. Now, this took a while to get to for myself, but I found that when I started putting in my gratitude journal the things that weren't going my way, the things that weren't going the way, and started showing appreciation for those things, my feelings about them started to change and shift. And that made a huge shift in my reduction of stress and anxiety over these negative outcomes in my life. So I want you to start doing these exercises in your life. One, start creating in your imagination positive expectations instead of negative expectations through visualization. You can do this through meditation. You can do this through just visualizing it in your imagination, and just sitting quietly and imagining it and doing that. Second, I want you to start a worry journal. So start doing a worry journal. Write that worry journal for about a week and then start training your mind to only worry during that worry journal time. And then number 3, start every day with a gratitude journal. This is going to help you create the life that you want. It's also going to help you to manifest more with the law of attraction, which we talk about in this video right here. And that's going to help you start manifesting the life that you truly desire. We'll see you in that video, and y'all have a fantastic day.